Hello friends, and welcome to this playthrough of Symphony of War, the Nephilim Saga. Uh, Found this game being recommended to people that like the tactical-based games. It was on sale on Steam for, I think I got it as part of a bundle that was $5 for like 8 games. Played through it, absolutely loved it. Bought the DLC for it on Steam. Highly recommend picking it up if you enjoy the tactics games, if you enjoy Ogre Battle, which I'm going to play at some point. I promise I really want to. I love that game. Highly enjoy this game. We're going to play a new game plus. We can start Cadet, Captain, Warlord, or since I have beaten the game, Ludicrous. Ludicrous is kind of ridiculous. And I think it forces permadeath. Maybe you can turn permadeath off. I don't know. I haven't played it. We're not going to play it. Warlord is fun. We're not going to play Warlord. We're just going to play Captain. Tutorials, we can turn them off or turn them on. We're going to leave them on. We'll see a menu that lets us turn it off or turn it on. We're not going to enable permadeath. We're going to begin the game. We can pick which data we want to use. We can use the one that we cleared it on. We can use one that we didn't clear it on. I'm going to use the one we didn't clear it on. You'll notice the time difference. You'll notice the kills difference. You'll notice this one's been played for more, has less kills. There's a lot of things to kill on the final map of the game. This one we just farmed the arena a couple times as I was trying to figure out what items transferred over, what we could do to keep a new game plus playthrough entertaining. I don't keep multiple clear data saves. This is the only new game plus I've done of this. I played through normal difficulty, played through Warlord difficulty, then played through a quick normal again to make sure I know what the heck I'm doing. We have the ability to pick certain things. Enemy power. We're going to leave it at the default. Battle healing adjustment. Do you want to make heals worse? Do you want to make heals slightly worse? Do you want to leave heals the way they are? CP growth. How fast do you want to gain class levels? Revive costs. How much should it cost to revive a character when they die? Shop prices. Medium, I think, is normal. High is expensive stuff. Low is cheap stuff. Resources. I think on scarce, resources on maps give +2 of that resource. Standard gives +3, and abundant gives +4. We'll figure that out when we get there. Bounties. When you make things surrender, do you want to get paid a little bit? Do you want to get paid a normal amount? Do you want to get paid a lot? Magic fatigue. Casters in this game get worse when they fight subsequent turns. This is why magic users are kind of garbage. Unfortunately, if you played 150%, magic users are really bad. We're already not going to use many offensive casters. At 150, we would probably not use a single one, except the one you sort of have to use, because she's ridiculous and breaks the game. Enemy cav, hit and run when disabled. Enemy cavalry squads, this is a lie. They will still move after attacking. They just will move after attacking if they normally could move after attacking. This should not say disabled. That should say +0. This gives them an extra 2 movement after they attack you. Boy, that's not fun at all. +3, boy, that's even less fun. Artifact capacity modifier. Do you want your artifacts to cost a normal amount? Do you want them to cost a heck of a lot more? Do you want them to cost way too much more? Squad capacity penalty. After having 5 units in a squad, you can have up to 9 units in a squad. We'll get into this later. Do you want those extra units to cost +1, +2, or +3? Would you like enemies to be better? Would you like to be able to enter the arena without an arena token? Would you like to make things less able to walk past your melee units? If you really like tank units, you might want to turn that on. Merchants. Normally when you buy stuff from them, until the very last chapter, they do not have a new item replace the one you had. Would you like them to replace them for more money? Do you want terrain and weather to be worse? It doesn't really do much, because you get it does a lot for about 6 levels and then it stops doing anything. Nephilim. Do you want your main character's units to be nerfed? Veteran enemies, we can have harder guys. Well-equipped enemies, we can have harder guys. Enemy Scramble is a slightly randomized version. Enemy Specialists, do you want harder enemies? Stalwart enemies, do you want harder enemies? Do you want the hardest enemies? Sorry, do you want the hardest enemies? And then, do you want crappy recruits? Our recruits are crappy enough, thanks. Dawn of the Risen. This is a DLC edition. I actually think New Game Plus was a DLC edition, and that's why I have only played 0 New Game Pluses before, except the one I did to see what all was copied. Because I did my playthroughs before I bought the DLC, or most of my playthroughs before I bought the DLC, and then went back in and did the DLC maps. Enemies will be able to command Risen. All enemies will be able to command all Risen. Enemies will only be able to command the Risen they normally can command. Fresh Start. Do you want to play New Game Plus without New Game Plus? Head Start. Do you want to skip the first 3 levels? We will not be skipping the first 3 levels. Really no reason not to, honestly. The first 3 levels are slow. Well, they're not slow, but you don't have units. You just kind of waddle in and poke at stuff, and then you get to level 4 and you actually have an army. Well, you have somewhat of an army. Hero's Memory. Would you like characters to retain properties from the previous playthrough upon rejoining? I actually don't know how that works, because the way you get characters from previous playthroughs is to buy them in a weird shop. Doppelgangers. Would you like to be able to buy the main characters, the story characters? That'll be enabled, and we won't do anything with it until level 20, map 25 or 30, and then we'll have a hilariously good time. Early powers. Would we like to enable powers? We're going to enable powers. Veteran troops. Non-unique, non-story characters will have their stat modifiers increased based on how many playthroughs they have survived. Just gonna say, it doesn't matter if we enable or disable it. We're not going to be recruiting any of those characters until after we have basically beaten the game, and then we're going to go in and we're going to turn that on, and I'm going to recruit people that, if I ever play this game again, that I want to keep. But I have a lot of other games to play before I come back to this one. And then those characters will get slightly better the next time I play them. Or the next time I play the game. It won't matter in this playthrough of the game, because we're not going to have no one's going to have survived a playthrough in this playthrough, if that makes sense. So we hit start game. Start a new game with these settings? Yes. The first thing the game's going to do is ask us to pick if we're going to be a male or a female. I think canonically the character's name is the same. It's Lindley. If you're male or female, we're going to go male. Since we're playing New Game Plus, it's going to ask us to be the same person as we were in the last run. So we say OK. Is that who we have chosen? It is. And we open on this map. Let's turn the volume up. See what it sounds like. We're not using permadeath. I'm not sure what classic portraits are. I don't think it's gonna show us. We're just gonna leave it on. Disabled voice effects in English. The animation speed. We're gonna leave it on fast unless it gets too slow, and then we're gonna put it on turbo. Show combats. We're gonna show all for now. Screen size. I have it on large. Windowed shrinks it for me, and I have to resize it. And then full screen is full screen. We're gonna have tutorials on, just so y'all see them. Instant text is enabled because you can always pause the video and read it if you feel like you must read it. A warning, you're not gonna care about reading most of it. We are using mouse and keyboard. Do not need a controller for this game. I found that out on accident, and then I tried it with a controller, and I like mouse and keyboard about the same. We're going to show the tactical grid. New Game Plus options. That lets us cycle through all of the New Game Plus options that are available. We'll go through the main screen real quick. Supports. There's only 2 of us so far. Although, you can see that someone else will be my friend. However, I am the only one that will be Zelos' friend. Deploy takes us to the map that we're going to be fighting in. Organize army lets us create squads. We don't have any characters to create squads. We only have these characters in these units. These characters are not all that great. They'll get better. We can reorder squads if we want to make... Well, we actually can't because we're locked, and characters or units in that order are locked in that order. We can disband squads, except we can't because we're still in the tutorial. The tutorial is chapters 1, 2, and 3, so we get to see those. The tech tree. I wish I knew the fastest way to get everything we want by the levels we want, but I don't. Even going back through on a new playthrough and trying to figure it out. We have Academy of War, we have Tactics and Command, we have Crafts and Technology. There's a lot of important things, and there's a lot of things that are just kind of useful to have that will make us not die real fast. But then there's things that will let us have the units we want and be able to equip the artifacts that we're playing New Game Plus to use. Tutorials and info. Anything you want to know, it exists in here. Class list. You can see what classes are and what classes do. The marketplace. There are 2 marketplaces. If you play the game the first time, you're not playing on New Game Plus, you only have the marketplace. This gives you recruit, trader, sell items, and then once we start getting these resources up at the top, we will be able to exchange those. We can't do that now. We can sell items. We do not currently have items. Items do not carry over until map 4. We can go to the trader and we can buy some common stuff and then 1 uncommon item. Not the worst item in the world. Iron is a resource. It would go up here. Traits can be taught to units. This is going to be incredibly important at some point. And then we can buy this gear. It increases the capacity of our unit by 1. Eventually, it would increase the capacity by 0, because we're going to be able to reduce this capacity by 1 very quickly, and it would give us a whopping 2 skill. That's not great, but it only costs 15 gold, and we have 1,000 to start with. We can also recruit. Medics, bowmen, fighters, and militia are always available. They will always come at, I forget the level calculation, low level. They are the base classes. You can recruit green characters. They are slightly higher levels. Archers here being tier 2 bowmen. They do have a hefty cost, and they also come, if they are not your base units, with the mercenary tag. They cost +2 capacity. Eventually, you can change them from mercenary at +2 to loyal, and that will go to -2 cost. Ryan here comes with Lucky. It gives him the luck ability, which means he's more likely to succeed at percentage-based things. He has a learnable trait. We can use a tome and give him a trait there. And then he has the aforementioned mercenary skill. As you go through the game, this goes from 3 available to 5 available traits. Many will be unlearned. Some will have very good traits. Some will have crappy traits. We'll get into some of that when we get into looking at characters. If you are in a New Game Plus, you have access to memory. This lets you purchase items that you have obtained in your previous playthroughs. We're going to be doing that, but instead of taking some of the ridiculously broken items, we're going to just be borrowing at different times as we need them. Maybe this to give us double XP and CP when we train in the arenas at some point. But we're going to grab the things that say plus squad capacity. Because plus squad capacity is the most important thing you can do at certain times. And, yeah, that's what we're going to do. Also, yes, if you have a thing that says capacity -4, and you reduce its capacity by, or you reduce its cost by 1, it does become -5. There are several items. You can do that. You can stack them on units. We're not probably going to have to do that. We're only ever going to be some capacity short of adding 1 new unit, or 1 new character to your unit, and then even having 2 more plus capacity items won't let us add another character. But early in the game, the best bonus right here is cap minus some number that's greater than 1. And then later on in the game, we're going to buy, if we can, I don't even know if we can, we're going to buy second versions of some of these items, and we're maybe going to buy some weird characters, and we're going to party. But that is once the game's basically beaten, and we don't have to worry about anything. So with that, let's get into Chapter 1. Okay, hit deploy, and we're in. There's a lot to talk about while we are looking through this. Zelos wants us to get some XP by hitting soldiers. These soldiers are archers. The leader of every unit is the one that's displayed on the map, so the leader here is an archer. There are 2 of them. Here's 2 little fighters. Over here, we have a bigger unit, 3 archers and a melee guy. We have a spear guy, a sword guy, and a healer. Got some more archers. Got some more archers. And we got a spear guy with some swords. Then up here, we have the boss.
Ready.
Animation speed at normal. If it's at fast, boy does it get weird. Can Zelos move here? Okay.
I must stay strong.
Attack. There are several ways you can attack. At the moment, we only have hit them with your swords. or other bits. You'll notice that all of our characters attack at the same time. That is because we are all currently the same type of things, except the healer, who is a healer. While we're being attacked, let's talk about it. In this game, there is a volley order. It is a way that stuff will attack. First up, if you have a character that can cast shields, they'll cast a shield before any damage is done, and that's great. Next up, cannons or guns in your front row, in that order, cannons and guns. Then cannons and guns in that order in your second row. Then cannons and guns in that order in your third row. After that, mages get to do their thing, as well as dragons. And then in 8, your physical ranged guys can do stuff. That includes archers, things with crossbows that also have melee attacks. They will use their crossbows in the archers stage. And then samurais that are using their archery at 1 range will use it in that as well. Followed by light infantry and cavalry, then heavy infantry and cavalry. Then 11 is undead, and then on step 12, you'll heal. And then if you initiated the attack, your enemy will go through the same thing, pass it back to you, you'll repeat. We are at capturing. You'll notice Zelos wanted us to capture, because it gets leadership and loyalty XP, and Zelos is going to go away after the tutorial. However, our faction leader, which is us, the little blue-haired guy. Oh, here's a Jules. And a Sybil. They have come to join us. Sybil's pretty fun. Jules is an archer. She'll be useful for a while, and then she'll fall off a cliff. And purists of this game that I've seen will debate that archers are any good at all. We're a fun case for capturing things. Anytime someone captures stuff and gets leadership bonuses, we also get leadership bonuses.
Now, here goes nothing. Your command?
So, we never want to use our main character to capture anything unless there is no one else who can capture it. Attacking from that hill means their archers don't get to counterattack us, because their range would be here, and we're here on this hill, which makes our range here.
I'm just getting started.
And then Sybil can move forward and eliminate a couple characters before they can do anything. And then she'll take out the rest. You'll notice the mage attacked before the melee did, and that's because mages attack on step 7, and our heavy infantry attack on step 10.
Ready.
We took some damage, we're going to heal. If you can heal in the battle screen, or if you are a front row paladin or Valkyrie, you can heal on the map. Map healing is neat. Each character with a heal can heal one character on the map. We moved forward a little far. You're going to get to do it 3 times without assistance. You can later on attack or heal more than 3 times total, but each character in the unit with a heal spell heals once. So if you have a unit with 9 characters capable of healing, you can walk up to a unit of 9 allies and heal 9 of them.
You will always find a way.
That is what we're probably going to have at some point. We'll have at least a couple units that are capable of healing. Our character will be capable of reviving at some point. That is pretty
Here
neat.
comes Sybil, ready or not.
Sybil makes a pretty awesome healer in a tank unit. She has, I believe, much better stats than normal healers of her type do. She is the best healer class.
For Viridia. For my people. For my homeland.
Right now, our goal is to put XP on everyone. And not get our units killed in battle. The main way we're going to get XP as we go is making things surrender, which we can't force right now. But any unit that has a healer in it, hopefully we see this happen a number of times, will kill everything but the healer, and the healer will go, I surrender. That'll give us some leadership stars. It will give us some money. We can exploit this and get lots of money and lots of leadership stars. And as such, we will absolutely do this. See this town right here? We want to capture it. Towns and gold mines produce gold. Other objectives like this iron mine over here give iron. This fortress is where we want to go. He's alluding to, at some point we will have defense missions.
They'll notice this one for sure.
Stay strong, everyone.
I'm just
Sybil can
getting
go.
started.
Well,
Time to end this.
Jules gonna go seize the mine for us.
I must stay strong.
We are gonna go talk to Jules. Sup, Jules? Hey, girl. We're improvising. We're improvisers. We have clever planning and stuff. Front row units typically get hurt a lot more than middle row units. Middle row units get hurt when front row units die. Back row units get hit when stuff ambushes you. Certain units that ambush can attack your back row.
Ready or not.
Hey, girl. Sybil's pretty cute. Battle Maiden of Viridia. Wearing them priestess robes. Sadly, we do not have lots of healers yet.
Here goes nothing.
Zelos is getting far too much XP. However, Zelos is the unit that can take a bunch of hits. So he's taken a bunch of hits. You'll notice those archers did more damage in melee range than they would if we were attacking at range. Okay, because we did not. I was going to say because we did not move forward, we're not in a great position right now, and we're only going to be able to move up a couple steps, but a couple steps it is. Zelos going to stand on this fort.
How can I help, my lord?
If you love continuity of voices, I am sorry. You will hear all sorts of different people speak when they should not be speaking.
The battle lies before me.
I'm just getting started.
Sybil's gonna go crack this town for us. Zelos is going to get him and 2 archers far more XP than we would ever like to see Zelos and 2 archers getting. There's a surrender. Instead of killing him, we're going to get 1 star and 100 gold, 50 gold, some amount of gold. Cello is taking no damage because, look at his HP, he's a bit significantly higher leveled than everyone else. We would absolutely have loved
You will always find a way.
him to counterattack and kill that entire unit. Since he didn't, Jules is going to get to do stuff.
Here comes Sybil.
I would like Sybil to do stuff, but she has to seize. She's the only one that can get in range to do it this turn. We should not see combat at all. So let Zelos do his cleave thing. The advantage of being a tier 3 unit is having tier 3 unit stuff. He totally should not have killed that healer. Should have surrendered.
The time to act is now. Ready.
Let's not stand in range of any range attack that might have. If you are wondering, yes, it is easily possible to walk your unit up to here, attack, that guy in the front, murder one of your friends, like the archers to do nothing, that guy to murder your other friend, then on their turn, that guy to murder you. Your unit,
This one for sure.
my unit, our unit, is so bad right now.
Stay strong, everyone.
Not in the power glyph
For
sense
my
either.
people. For my homeland. Here goes nothing. Your command?
Not all squads have moved. I'm aware.
Time to end this. Barbaria.
Would we like to use a power? We would. We're going to move Zealous to where he can attack this guy next turn.
I'm just getting started.
I must stay strong.
We're going to move Sybil to where she can take the castle next turn. We're going to move Jules
How can I help?
nowhere. If we want to make sure we're done, we look at mission info. We've done our challenges. We have 2 turns left. We have 1 thing to kill and 1 thing to capture. And they're both right here.
You will always find a way.
So move Jules up. We have Jules take a lot of damage to shoot these guys. You'll notice that Wolfgar has ridiculous defense. Way to go killing him with a free action. And I would love to use Blessing, but Blessing is not ready. So we'll end the turn. As long as we end everything on this turn, we will still S rank. The enemy is dead. And Sybil
This one for sure.
is currently the one I want the leadership XP on the most.
The battle lies before me.
I don't think you get any XP from doing that, but just in
I'm getting
case.
started.
Let's seize. We get 50 XP, we got a faction rank up, we got leadership experience, we got the chapter completed. And what do we get for all this? 78 gold and 1 star for surrendering that 1 healer. S rank, so we get 75 more stars. That adds to the 20 we got from challenges and the 1 we got from the surrender bounty. So 96. Pretty good. Not perfect. Could have gotten 2 more out of that, I think. Then we get a cutscene. Spoilers. Boy, these cutscenes are the worst part of the game. They are the worst part of the game. Like everything but the cutscenes. This game was made apparently in RPG Maker. I like the game. It's a very good game. The cutscenes, though, you can tell it's made in RPG Maker. General Antares retreats deeper to Centurion's Rest, which is not on this map. You're welcome. Our first mission ends in victory. The Empire recognizes his promise as a commander and sends us to go invade Centurion's Rest. Doop doop doop. Into the forest. The meaning of this rebellion begins to weigh on our mind. These people aren't invaders. They're other Viridians. Maybe we should just kill Antares instead. Sounds like a plan, right? Eastwell will be our home base. Up here is the resource bar. We have started with 5 iron, 5 horses, 5 gems, 5, the thing I forget, 5 obsidian, 5 gunpowder, and 105 whatever that is. Those are merit thingies, I think. We also started, this should not be the correct amount of gold. This should just be showing us what all this stuff does, because I don't think we start with 100,000 gold. If we did start with 100,000 gold, that'd be nuts. Okay, good. These are for the tech tree. We got some supports. We're going to skip the support conversations because they're long and stuff. They can result in people becoming friends, and they can result in people being attached at the hip and betrothed and all that. At any point, we can go back and watch these. I'll do that in a video if you just want to see the support conversations. You aren't missing anything. It doesn't really add a whole lot because you can skip them. Sybil and Jules are the red and blue Onis. Sybil is adorable, and Jules is pretty cute. You can see their relationships. We're friends with Zelos, we're friends with Sybil, and we're potentially going to be friends with this guy. Sybil and Jules are friends. Zelos is our friend. Jules has a family member somewhere. Out there, doing something. And she's friends with us and Sybil. Our canonical, girlfriend/wife has yet to appear. She will appear. Most of the story characters have canonical relationships. Sort of. They have the ones that will just happen if you don't do anything. They'll automatically get to them. Apparently someone on the dev team said, they're not canonical. Except they sort of are, because they're hinted at in the conversations you have with, outside of the conversations you have with them. I don't know. I just live here. Take a quick look at what we have unlocked. And then we'll go, because it's been a pretty decent sized video. The tech tree. Academy of War unlocks a recruitment slot for apprentices. That's important. Non-leader units gain leadership at a modest rate, up to below 10 of the squad leader's current leader stat. This is absolutely important if you want to train new leaders. You also need it to get class mastery faster, and then to unlock mage regiments, which is the only reason that mages are any good. Merchant Envoys expands the mercenary and item trader pools. We're absolutely going to pick that up before too long. Zones of Control. You can hold off on that for a little while. It is not important. It's not a prerequisite. Battle Medics. Support classes. Healers. And Oracles. Gain 20 maximum HP. Unlocks casters taking less damage while you have tanky healers in the same squad. Dragon Trainers. Increase the chance of dragons appearing as mercenaries. That's going to require spending 7 points down here, so we can't do anything with this yet. War Horse Husbandry. Advanced breeding techniques give us HP on cavalry. Support units. Acolytes, Paladins, Valkyries, Exemplar, and Titan. We don't have any clue what Titans are yet. Spoilers, there is one. Receive additional magic resistance based on a portion of their armor. It's very good. Sisterhood of Mercy. You saw that. You saw Mage Regiments. Magician's Initiative. Spells with a charge-up turn can be cast on the first turn. Absolutely required if you want mages. Hex Mastery. Magician and Dragon's breath attacks have an increased chance to status effect. Spirit Piercing. Magician and Dragon breath attacks ignore resistance. Dragon Bond. Dragons can become Dragon Riders and fly. Absolutely necessary by the time we start being able to promote dragons. A lot of these things you want as soon as possible. That is what you get when you unlock the entirety of Academy of War. When you unlock Academy of War and Tactics and Command, you can pick this up. All squads gain plus 10 capacity limit. You don't want to rush that, but you want that before Chapter 25 or so. You want that as soon as you start being able to put 7, 8, and 9 units in, or characters into a unit. Army Stables. Cavalry only have to move 6 instead of 7 to unlock a charge attack. That unlocks morale damage when attacking with a charge attack. Charge attacks are great. That one time you'll be able to do it in the map and you'll feel real good, and then you won't ever be able to charge attack again. Mixed unit tactics. Plus 3 weapon power for each unit of a different type. This is fantastic in certain heavy armor units. And a heavy armor unit here is sort of the catch-all for anything that is not entirely assassins or healers, or a squad which only wants 2 or 3 different types of units. If you can spread the units around, you can still keep really high damage and get a bit of extra weapon power. Whether or not it's better than just having 9 characters that all hit twice, probably not, but it makes it less bad. Here's where we get commands. With target leader. Target leader unlocks aggressive and cautious, which unlocks the ability to make these and force surrender better. Defeating enemy squad leader causes more morale damage. This makes it significantly easier to automatically force a surrender the next time you attack something whose leader dies. Still, however, not guaranteed, because the game hates you sometimes. All new conscripts, +1 level, and with half the class mastery. This is incredibly important once we start getting arena tokens. We put a conscript in an arena team, we fight it once, we unlock rank 2, throw it in again, unlock rank 3, and we're done, and we have that unit ready to go, or that character ready to go in a real unit. At the start of the game, not as useful as the other things you can spend 1 on. Strategic maneuvers, we saw that. Saw battlefield commands. Polearm mastery. Polearm units gain bonus attack and defense versus melee to any adjacent unit. And that will unlock 15 attack power when engaging in close range battles for each ally squad adjacent to the enemy squad. Very rarely going to be a thing. Popular support. Squads gain a morale bonus when within 3 tiles of a base village or town. That's quite honestly not going to do a whole lot for us. It is going to unlock healing while you're there. That one does stuff because you can stand on a... It doesn't work on fort, or it does work. It does work on castles. You can stand on a castle. You can heal yourself. You can have defense bonuses. The morale bonus, +1 arrows fired by archery units at 2 or more range. If you like archery units, that's a must pick up. Also a must pick up if you want any of these 3 skills, and you do. Very late, once you have done a lot of other things, you come back to this. All archery classes are now light, giving them a massive advantage to mobility and the ability to ambush. Sure. True, that's a thing, but you can't ambush from some of the places you get major archery bonuses from. So, that's a thing. You unlock Tactics and Command. Conscripts start with the mastery of all available Tier 1 classes. Very good. Start with +3 levels. Much less good. And with full loyalty. Fantastic. Not having to care about that is great. Also, once that's done, once these are both done again, Grand Army. Crafts and Technology. Unlocks a 2nd artifact slot, required. Unlocks a 3rd artifact slot, required. All artifacts cost -1 capacity. Less required, but very good. You don't have to spend on this right away if you don't want to. We can now construct crossbows. That's nice. It's useless. Don't care. Crossbowmen and rangers gain bonus damage against heavy infantry and cavalry. That's great for like the 4 maps that rangers are good. Heavy infantry and cav gain plus HP. That gives access to plus 25 more HP. And lets you unlock firearm technology. That's the important part of this one. That will let you unlock splash damage on artillery. It will give you access to guns and cannons, giving you 3 new classes, 2 of which are highly important, and 1 of which is still important. And then gunner units and artillery are no longer negatively affected by weather. This is what I meant by weather, by turning on that thing that says weather happens. Like weather happens, but by the time you get units that are affected a lot by weather, it doesn't matter, because you're going to take a trait and say it doesn't matter. +5 heavy infantry and cavalry armor. Unlocks another +5. +5 light armor. That's worn by light infantry, cavalry, archery, and firearms units, and that gives them an additional +5. If you unlock crafts and technology, you get industrial furnace, -1 iron, and obsidian costs. This is required if you like things that cost obsidian. Those are guns and the best melee troops. Guns also need this. If you do crafts and technology and tactics command, you unlock gunners and dragoons, getting an additional shot each turn. That's very important if you're playing gunners and dragoons. If you do crafts and technology and Academy of War, that's why this one's hanging off the side here, +1 range to siege cannons. There are certain things you want to rush. There are certain things you don't care about. There are certain things that you don't care about but are actually very good, like giving your guys armor is not a very sexy choice and doesn't unlock anything you want, but sometimes that 5 armor is really good. We're going to check the marketplace real quick. And then we're going to get out of here. Same 4 things again. That guy has the fire trait, so we're going to recruit him. And traits are incredibly important. We'll get into that at some point here. I don't want to get into that right now because that's another about 40 minutes of talking that we have to do. And that's just ungood. Do we need lightning fighters, though? We do. Lightning fighters make for great assassins. So we're going to grab one. She'd be pretty good if she weren't bad. And he has Arcane Barrier, and that's dumb. And he's expensive. And now we're back to water, water, earth, earth. As a spoiler, unless they're medics, water's sort of bad. Earth is fine. You can do stuff with earth. Essentially, earth, anything that can become a cannoneer will eventually become one of the 8 to 15 cannoneers you want. We are only going to have 2 cannoneer units in this playthrough. We may only have 1 if I decide that I don't want to make a second one. We check the trader. Unscathed, we don't care about. The Emerald Ring, essentially that's +3 skill for 0 capacity. Perfectly fine in the early game if you don't have the ability to cheat. Gems would give us the ability to promote a caster. We don't really care about that just yet. Elegant Blade, +2 squad capacity and 1 skill at the cost of 1 strength. That might be a purchase before we go into the next map. We still have nothing we can sell because we didn't get anything. We're going to save. And I'll see you next time. Take care.